Thanks for coming over. This is Amodeus. Today's Dungeon Hunter Champion video is another viewer box review. Today's is for Sponkai from INeedMoney. Who doesn't? What a great guild name. So, let's take a look at this box. Sponkai is a mid-game player who's looking to speed up his times, and really one of the great parts of our conversation was he was talking about wanting to rely less on Rona. And I'll be honest, I think that's a great point. And I really liked it because of the way he was kind of looking at it from a team composition standpoint. But also, I mean, he has good times. There's no reason for him to really need to look at developing a different unit outside of Rona to grind what he's grinding right now. But I like the idea that he felt dependent on a single champion for success. And to be honest, I think everyone should be looking to build a new champion if they're relying solely on a singular unit, especially if it's Rona, because we all know she's super OP, and I am just waiting for the multi-swing nerf bat to come and knock her down so she's like the rest of the other 3 stars that are in this game. So I 100% endorse everything that Sponkai was talking about with wanting to really cultivate a better team to do more. And now I'll tell you, the easiest way for him to do this was to change the raid he was on. So let's look at Steel Widow 11, right? Now, he has a ton of champs that would be great for Steel Widow 11. He has Rota and Malika and Valor and Hoshi, but really as a mid-game player, we have to look at his gear a little bit, find out what works, and I think a really great starting composition for him was Rota, Malika, Hoshi, Valor, and Xenia. This is a great starter team for anybody out there, if they have the units, right? Because really, I mean, I guess if you look at this box, you could cycle in Fire Ink Ninja for DPS, but we did a lot of testing, and the Fire Ink Ninja's like real strength is in his debuffs, right? And what he contributes to the rest of the team, not necessarily as a straight up DPS unit, which is why he's so amazing in Outer Harbinger. Same thing with the Nature Vampire, which you saw in the box. Super jealous of that. But in Steel Widow 11, you're really not using either one of those 2 units. So I think that what we really need to do is just kind of look to see how the team runs. Now, when we run this team, we really need to look to see who Xenia is healing, right? So right off the bat, we immediately see that Rota is taking damage through that shield from Valor. Valor shield's amazing, right? If the shield is up, nobody gets healed, right? No need for it, right? But if you're taking damage, Xenia is a great way to see if there's healing going on, right? And we can clearly see that Rota on this particular team is taking damage and would be dead if it weren't for the healing from Xenia. So we're going to keep that in our thoughts and really kind of look at the rest of them, because as you can see, like Hoshi took a lot of damage there, getting through that shield. So very successful team, beats it. But let's look at the damage report. How much healing did Xenia really do? Nobody cares about that 45-second finish time. All right. What we really want to focus on is how much healing happened, right? So 94,000 points in healing. That's not really all that much. Valor really did come prepared and handled most of that damage. Now there's 100,000k Valor, so I know I talked to Sponkai about that too. But I gotta look at this Hoshi. So just real quick, we're gonna look at the 2 units that took the most damage, Hoshi and Rota. I'm gonna look at Hoshi because she's pretty beefy. Yeah, you know what? I think she's fine. I think that was just an RNG thing. I think she'll be fine. Let's look at Rota, though. Because I think for Rota, we're going to have to make her more of a support role. So we've talked about this a bunch in the past. But if you want to have a stable team with Rota for Steel Widow 11, you might have to switch her up, take out her crit damage piece, and put in like a defense or an HP piece. I happen to switch that out pretty regularly depending on what Ascended raid I'm doing. So I already had one prepared, so I'm going to put that on her, and we're going to swing back over here. And I will tell you that now that we've kind of double-checked Hoshi to make sure she can survive, we've adjusted Rota to make sure she's more survivable, I believe we can take out Xenia and replace her with another DPS. Now, we could go Fire Ink Ninja, but after a lot of testing, just like I said before, just not the right spot for Fire Ink Ninja. Great unit, just pretty underwhelming from a DPS standpoint. A unit that is never underwhelming in DPS is Wink. I am stunned by Wink right now and how much damage she does since I built her, and she's not even fully skilled up. Now, the great thing is is that since I started this conversation with Sponkai, he's actually built his wink up almost at level 60, but he had a ton of skill ups, and his wink is really kind of devastating in this particular matchup, and it was a much better unit than Fire Ink Ninja from our testing, so it's pretty impressive, and the consistency is going to get there as you build more and more around the gear. And the big thing I told Sponkai, and I try to make this a really relevant point, is that if you want consistencies in your raid with your DPS units, you really got to get that crit rate up to about 100%. Because we saw it in the video yesterday when we were talking about Logan's viewer box review. That consistency is really what gives you the times, right? The consistency is really what gives you the faith in the system, as it were. But I got this just this morning from Sponkai. So look at that. He was able to now go from Steel Widow 10, where he was totally dependent on Rona, to a team that doesn't include Rona at all, and arguably gives better rewards at roughly the same time. And then this time will go way down once he actually gets his once he actually gets everybody skilled up and gets that sweet gear that we're all always grinding for on there. But you know what, like I always say, this is a conversation. Drop your comments in below, let me know what you think, and as always, thanks for watching the video. Special thanks to Sponkai and the guild I Need Money for being a part of your box review. Have a great day. Bye.